Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And welcome back, everyone. Gonna explore a book once again here that is just fantastic for kids in terms of life lessons, the story itself, the characters, and also being in touch with nature. And the book I'm referring to is Jack Sprout in Beaver Creek Meadow. And it's the way I feel books should be nowadays. We've gotten away from these types of books. And the author is with us today, who's really put it all together and just a wonderful story. And we're going to go back in and read another chapter of this fantastic book. He is Jack Shoop. He's our professional of the year. He is the author, and he's back with us. Hey, Jack, how you doing?
Hey, Steve, how you doing? I'm having a good time. I'm leaving Hawaii today. I've been here 5 weeks, so I'm on a plane this afternoon.
Wow, you're not in Beaver Creek Meadow.
Well, Beaver Creek Meadow's always in my head. So no matter where I go, I got friends everywhere in my head.
It's my feeling that Beaver Creek Meadow should have palm trees. That's just me.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I know. It should, though. It should. I love palm trees.
I know, you're right. Well, there is a desert, so I'm sure there's some palm trees in the desert. Or, Jack, the parrot, P. Jaggers, he lives in a fan palm. So there's palm trees in the desert.
Gotcha. All right. Well, today's
fan palm.
It's going to be a little bit different today in that we are going to go into the final chapter, chapter 12, which is about love. It's about relationships. That's what we're looking here. Honey Bee is one of the pivotal characters. Who is Honey Bee?
Honey Bee is a yellow canary, and she's beautiful voice, as you can imagine, and she sings throughout Beaver Creek Meadow, and she's always high on a tree limb. And she's behind leaves. She never comes out. They never see her, except on Sunday mornings when she sings at the flour mill. So she entertains everybody, and she loves to sing, and she just loves to sing for the sake of singing. And Jack's kind of smitten on her, and throughout the stories, he's heard her sing, but he never seen her.
Interesting.
So this is a story. This is a really good lesson. I probably should have learned this myself. But it's you get a mate, you find somebody to live with, and why are the reasons you want to live with them. So this goes over that.
It's
that's kind of, I'm sure, a lot of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old girls and boys need to know this.
Yeah, well, I think maybe even I'm going to say maybe adults do, and I'm almost afraid to hear what we're going to hear. Where things we should have looked at when picking mates back in the day, but let's dig in.
I'm telling you, it would have worked. Okay, so here we go. Chapter 12, the last chapter in this book, and then the next time we talk, I'll be starting a new story, and this chapter is called Jack Sprout Asks Honey Bee. So in chapter 11, Redtail McAllister helped me solve my missing lettuce problem. We caught the culprit, Rapid Fire Rabbit. Now Rapid delivers my produce and takes some home to feed his ever-growing rabbit family. Their work on my farm is fun, but farmers never get a day off. I always had to be around in case something happens. High winds or heavy rains could show up at any time. Greenhouse plants need watering every day, plus the many chores of planting, weeding, harvesting, and on and on. When I was done with my chores, I sat on my big white porch by myself and looked out over my crops. I was happy, and it was a great life, but there was no one to share my stories. I loved listening with these big green ears of mine. I wouldn't be the farmer I am today if I hadn't listened to the advice of my neighbors. Still, I need someone to talk to after my chores were done. I knew just who I'd ask. I had caught a glimpse of her yellow and brown feathers once and had heard her sing at least 3 times. Her voice was so beautiful and melodic that I could listen to it all day and night. I'd love to have her sing on my farm, and everyone said she didn't have a birdcage of her own. That was it. I'm going to ask the beautiful yellow canary honeybee to come live with me. I didn't know where she lived or even where to begin looking. The first time I heard her voice was in the East Woods on my way to Sawdust Miller's sawmill. I heard her sing again when I went seed picking with Barley and Iris Miller. She must have seen us picking seeds and wanted to make beautiful music while we worked. I'd ask Iris who was singing, and that was the first time I heard her name, Honey Bee. The last time I heard her sing was at the meadow concert she gave at my house raising party. We could barely see her standing behind a leaf high up on a limb in one of my oak trees. She never came out where we could see her bright yellow feathers. I decided to go to the flour mill and talk to the perky chipmunk, Iris Miller. She had told me that Honey Bee sang sometimes on Sunday mornings next to the mill. I was hoping Iris would introduce us. When I got to the flour mill, I saw Iris taking fresh baked rolls out of her red brick oven. Hi, Iris, I said as I opened the door with the little bell. Well, look who's here. Hello, Jack Sprout. Where have you been? I haven't seen you since your house raising party. I don't get out much, I said. There's a lot of work to be done on the farm. It never ends. Rapid brings us your beets and radishes and caraway seed. Say, he's really quick. That rabbit sure knows how to deliver. We also take our baked goods around now. I hope you don't mind. Of course, he takes all of our leftover rolls and bread when he goes home. He must have a lot of mouths to feed. He says there are more rabbits there every time he turns around, I added. He doesn't even know where they all come from. I bet I know, said Iris. Little life lesson sneaking that in there. I bet I know, said Iris. What are you up to today? Well, I came to see the best baker in the meadow, I said. Do you have any blueberry muffins? I sure do. I took my muffins to the deck next to the huge paddle wheel. I was watching the water rushing by the mill when Iris came out. How are the muffins? Great, as usual, I said. Something on your mind? You're staring a hole straight through that creek. Well, I really came by to ask you if you'd help me find Honey Bee. Maybe you can introduce us. Oh, yeah, I knew you'd see the light. Are you getting lonely on your farm out there, Jack Sprout? I sure am, I said. I think I'll ask that pretty yellow canary to come live with me. Well, why do you think I brought you that big, beautiful bird cage? I knew you liked her the day we went seed picking. We almost couldn't get you back to the mill after you heard her singing. Ah, so that's why you brought me the bird cage. You're pretty smart, Iris. I have a way of knowing about these things. This is something you'll have to do on your own. You know the sound of music she makes. My advice to you is to go into the woods and forests and listen for her music. She'll see you, and if she wants you to find her, you will. Thanks, Iris. I hope you'd introduce it, but this is probably the best way. It's the only way. Good luck, Jack Sprout. Goodbye, Iris. I went home, finished my chores, and made a big sunflower, buckwheat, and alfalfa sprout salad. The next day would be an exciting one. I'd do my chores early in the morning and late in the afternoon. The rest of the time, I'd be looking for the beautiful yellow canary honeybee. The next morning, I went into the east woods just up the creek from the flour mill. She probably slept in the trees at night, so maybe she was still around. If she was singing, I'd be able to hear her. I stayed there for a few hours, but no one was singing. I went further into the woods. I sat down on a rock. I skipped some flat rocks and watched the sticks float by as I waited. This time, I heard several birds singing, but the sweet canary's voice wasn't one of them. You could tell her voice from all the other birds. Her melody was pure, and her notes were always perfect. No other bird could sound like a honeybee. I went out every day for the next 2 weeks. I went deep into the redwood forest, into the mountains to the north, through the west woods. I traveled down Big River and waded through the wetlands. I searched the prairie, the hillsides, and all through the meadow. I couldn't find honeybee anywhere. I never heard her singing or even saw a glimpse of her beautiful brown and yellow feathers. Once, though, I thought I felt someone following me. Maybe Honey Bee had been watching me all this time. Well, she wasn't letting herself be found. Maybe she knew what I wanted. and didn't want to come live with me. Of course, I didn't want to think about that, so I kept looking. On my next trip, I stopped by the flour mill to stock up on some more rolls and muffins. "Hello," said Iris. "How's your search going?" "Not so good," I said. "I think she's hiding." "Well, maybe she is." "Are you going to give up?" "No, but it's frustrating. All good things are worth the trouble," said Iris. "Here, take some of your favorite blueberry muffins. Let me put some of these special biscuits in your bag, too." "What are those?" I asked. "Never mind. Just take them along with you." I walked down the trail in the East Woods, past my house, towards the honey farm. Then I heard it. I heard the sound I'd been waiting for. It was honeybees singing as beautifully as I'd ever heard her sing. She was standing right there on the limb of the elm tree, leaning out over the trail. She had bright yellow feathers on her head and back and tail, and soft brown feathers on her wings. "Hi, Jack Sprout," she said in her soft, sweet canary voice. "Well, hello, how are you?" I asked, somewhat surprised and a little nervous. "I heard you were looking for me. I've been watching you go all over Beaver Creek Meadow. I think you've covered every inch. Say, what do you have in your bag?" "Blueberry muffins." "You mean you've been watching me all this time?" "That's right. I think you have something else in your bag. I can smell my favorite biscuits." "Let me look. Here, what are these?" "They are my favorite white millet and honey biscuits." "How did you know?" "Can I have one, please?" "Sure, you can have all of them." I sat down on a stump. Honeybee stayed on her limb, and we ate our blueberry muffins and white millet and honey biscuits. After that, we talked and talked and talked. There's a clue to the lesson right there. We talked and talked and talked. It was so easy. She liked to hear about my new farm. I wanted to know why she liked to sing, where she lived, and what she did for fun. We talked for hours when she asked, "So why are you looking for me, Jack Sprout?" "I want you to come live with me on my farm." Wow, did I just say that? I thought to myself. But after talking to her and all the searching I'd done, it seemed like the right thing to say. I think I caught her off guard because her beak turned rosy red. "Jack Sprout," she whispered. "I heard that's what you were after, but to hear you say it to me is quite a different story." "I'm flattered, but why do you want me to come live with you?" "Well, your singing is the best there ever could be, and it'll inspire me when I'm working." "That's nice. What else?" "You're very pretty," I blurted out. "Thank you. So I can sing, and I'm pretty. Is that why you want me to live with you on your farm?" "I have a lot of white millet growing and a beautiful big bird cage. It has a big wide door that'll always be open. You could call it home and never go hungry. You could sing on the railing of my porch that goes all the way around my house." "Sounds interesting, Jack Sprout, but I'm not sure those are good enough reasons to come live with you." "The truth is," I said, "I need someone to talk to after my chores are done. Yes, I love your singing, and you are beautiful. But mostly, I just like talking to you. Will you come live with me, Honeybee?" "Well, Jack Sprout, that makes more sense. I like talking to you too. I'm going to have to think about it for a while. You come back to this spot 2 days from now, and I'll give you my answer." With that, Honeybee flew away deep into the East Woods. I went home jumping and running and rolling around in my meadow grass. I couldn't believe that I had just said what I just said. That night it rained hard with flashes of lightning and roaring thunder. I was worried about Honeybee. Was she safe? Did she have a roof over her head? Soon 2 days had passed, so I went back to the very spot on the trail in the East Woods where we had first met. I brought along blueberry muffins, white millet, and honey biscuits, and a freshly picked flowers from my greenhouse. When Honeybee flew in, I was very nervous. "Hi, Jack Sprout. I see you brought along some gifts. You're pretty smart." "I thought you'd like them," I said. "It sure rained hard the other night." "It sure did. I thought about what you asked me, and I have an answer for you." "That's great. What is it?" I asked softly. She stood up on a limb of the elm tree, spread her lovely, soft brown and yellow wings, and shouted, I'm going to come live with you. Wow, I'm the happiest farmer in all of Beaver Creek Meadow, I shouted. Let's get going. I'll show you your new home. We dropped everything and raced to my home in the meadow. I mean, our home. I ran as fast as I could go, but still could keep up with the high-flying honeybee. When we got to the farmhouse, she raced around and round the big white porch. She flew into the greenhouse, around the windmill, and low through my crops. She flew high into the sky and all around the boundaries of my farm. She was as happy as I was. When she came back, she flew into the house straight for the big, beautiful birdcage. I'd fixed it up with curtains and swings and bells just in case she said yes. This is wonderful, she explained. I'm sure I'll be very happy here. Honeybee and I are having fun living on the farm now. She sings a lot, which inspires me when I do my chores. After my chores are done, we sit on the porch and talk and talk and talk. It's a great life. Well, that's the story of how I went from a sunflower seed planted in Farmer Smith's field to become the farmer I am today in Beaver Creek Meadow. I never looked like any of my friends growing up, but everything turned out all right. Guess you could say that I'm one of a kind, just like you. Keep growing, Jack Sprout. So
Wow.
that's how you meet somebody, right? You talk to them.
I love the last couple of words where we're all different, and Jack realizes that he's very different from others, but it's okay. Life
Yeah.
worked the way it's supposed to work. Now, what do you think are the lessons in that chapter, the takeaways? If you could pick three things, what would they be?
Well, he looked for her. He was like he looked for something, but he didn't find her. Couldn't find her. Couldn't find her. Couldn't find her. But he didn't give up.
Hmm.
So that's if you really want something, it's worth it. It's worth the effort. Nothing really gets handed to you.
Hmm.
And the big lesson is that if you're going to live with someone or be with them, you got to talk to them. You got to be able to talk back and forth, back and forth. And he also, the other third thing is he got some advice from someone who knows about these things. So he got some advice. He didn't give up, and he needed someone to talk to. That's what he went looking for. It's like when you go buy a car, people think they're buying a car, but they're not really buying a car. They're getting a loan. So so he's really not finding a girlfriend. He's finding someone to talk to. So that's the most important thing.
He was just looking for a connection, maybe see a friend, and that turned into what it was, a beautiful
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's how it should happen, huh? To your wife all the time, right?
I'm just starting to lose you with the Wi-Fi. It's sputtering a little bit. I know you're on a mountain somewhere in Hawaii. It can be expected. Yeah, now you're back.
Yeah. Yeah. On a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think those are some good lessons in this story. And then the next time I start reading my new book, the new adventure is called A New Look into an Old World. And I also got some songs I wrote. Fred Beaver's got a song. Early Worm's got a song. Sawdust Miller's got a song. May I read those next time? Some of those songs.
So that book, what is is it Jack Sprout the main character of that book?
The next one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, him and Captain Barry, the boat captain, the bear, they go off. They leave Beaver Creek Meadow in search of new lands.
Wow. It's almost as if it's like the characters are growing up and out of the nest.
Well, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. What happened is that they got Beaver Creek settled. Everybody's doing their part to help the meadow. And some people have wives, and Jack Sprout found a mate. And, some people, they all got their jobs to do. Everything's fine. Everybody gets along. But Jack gets bored because everything's too smooth, right? Everything's all taken care of. So he thinks there's got to be more out there. So he tells everybody he's leaving, and everybody thinks he's crazy because Beaver Creek Meadow's perfect. Why would you want to go anywhere else? So he agrees with him and then changes his mind. And then about a week later, he goes, no, I got to go. I got to go. So he talks Captain Barry into going with him. And they go down to Oliver Otter's at the beach there, and they park one of their boats, and they get a cabin cruiser for the open waters, and they take off.
Without giving the story away, does he regret leaving?
No.
Okay. And does he go with Honeybee?
He what?
Does he go with Honeybee?
No. Honeybee, well, they lived together for a while in Jack's house, but Honeybee wanted her own tree. So he fixed her up with a tree house on his property, but she moved out.
That's sad.
She moved out about, a while after.
But that's life.
Still on the property. Still on the property, but she wanted her own tree. So what are you going to do?
Yeah. This is life. This is like real life. What's going on here with these characters in the meadow?
Yeah. She's more interested in singing.
We our Wi-Fi connection just a little wonky, so I'm going to tell everybody, if you want to learn more about the book and the characters and everything that goes along with it, very easy to find. Just go to the website jacksprout.com. As always, Jack, thank you for being here today. Thanks for sharing life lessons. It's in the book, and great book for kids, and also a great book for educators and even librarians to take a look at.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of interest from people in the teaching field trying to figure out where it fits in, because thanks to you, I've convinced myself that it's an educational book as opposed to some story of, drama and, good guys, bad guys, overcoming conflict and all that. But you kind of make me see that it is very valuable as far as life lessons go. And like you say, kids need to learn those.
100%. And also in the process about learning relationships and dynamics and those kinds of things, you also learn about wildlife and life in general. So there's a lot going on in the book. Fantastic. Jack, thank you again for being here today, and safe travels, and we'll catch up next time and start a new chapter, if you will.
That's right. We will. Thank you very much.
All
We'll
right.
see you then.
Thank you. We'll be right back. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes two. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.